Primal Chaos. Hey there, Primal Chaos here. Welcome to the channel. This one is a recommendation that comes from the Discord again. One of the guys over there is a bit of a character named Andy, who's just really passionate about me checking this one out. He's telling me, like, giving me hourly updates on how many views the video's had since the launch and things like that, which is fantastic. I love that kind of enthusiasm. And, you know, what better way to reward it than to give him what he wants and check this video out. Now, I've got no context for this. I don't know who Dark Side of the Moon are. They're with Napalm Records, so I'm guessing some kind of European metal sort of vibe thing going on. He might have even said in the thing, but so much stuff happens on the Discord, sometimes I miss things. But look, is there some sort of a Pink Floyd reference? I don't know. I doubt it. I think it's just a clever name. We'll see. Dark Side of the Moon is kind of, it's a loaded sort of band name, I suppose, in many ways. But anyway, we're going to check it out. But before we dive right in, I just want to say today's video is brought to you in part by Enchroma Glasses. Enchroma make lenses and glasses for colorblind people, just like myself. So if you or someone you know is colorblind, make sure you check them out. You can go there and get a free eye test, find out if you've got any kind of deficiency. And if so, what kind, and maybe pick up some glasses while you're there. I wear mine every day. I love them. And that's why I appreciate having Enchroma as a sponsor on this channel. It's fantastic. And I use them every day. So check them out. Let's dive right in. The Dark Side of the Moon, the Gates of Time. Here we go. Oh, okay. Oh, they got a harp player. That's awesome. Clearly detuned, I think. I love that the sorry to stop it so soon. I love that the harp player's got a little bit of edginess. She's like, yeah, metal harp. I'm gonna jump back a little bit. I want to catch. I was vibing on, like, they got these sort of like a synth distortion thing going on at the start there that was quite interesting. Let's have a look. I even missed the hair windmills. Wow, okay. Got some great drum riffs, man. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was vibing on the drummer. He's one of those guys who it's your typical sort of, you know, Euro metal, power metal kind of drum riffs, but he's doing some interesting inflections in there that as a drummer I don't know how to communicate to you guys, but I know what's good, you know, what sounds good anyway. And that's very interesting, but when they showed him doing his fill, then it told me everything I need to know, because if you watch him, he's super chill behind the kit. There's not a lot of unnecessary movement, and that allows him to sort of get those nice, clean, fast sort of rolls and stuff. You know, in music videos, sometimes you got to push yourself to be a little bit more flamboyant with your movement, because it sometimes on screen, not having a lot of energy can really suck the vibe out of the clip, particularly if you go from someone who's very expressive to somebody who's not. Unless you frame that well, it can sometimes be like power and then nothing and then power again, you know. But in his case, that fill is just absolutely beautiful. Just solid drumming, no flamboyance, just a bit of you know. Nice. Oh, the harp comes in handy, doesn't it? Wow. Yeah, nice. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop it there. So I'm listening to the singer, and I think she's got a fantastic voice. Actually, I love that she's very expressive, and she's got that storyteller kind of vibe as well. But what's interesting about her is she seems to really understand her singing voice, and she's capable of, without resorting to like pushing or doing sort of anything that's um sort of like, you can hear that she's a trained singer. She works well within her capabilities, but she's got an array of different things she can do. Like she can add a lot of edge, and she can really make a part pop by having a lot of energy, but she can also be very lyrical and flowy as well. And that's fantastic. That's worth $1,000,000, because you can't, you in the studio, you can't teach that. You can't make a singer be expressive. You can give them cues, and you can sort of like, but if they haven't got it within them, it's really hard to get a performance out of them that's got like an energy. And she seems like she's got it in spades. That's really cool. Guitar playing's great as well. I really, the riffs are really cool. But yeah, the one thing I noticed too is her choice of melody. I don't know if she's composing her own melody lines and things like that, or if it's a team effort or what's going on. But she's making some interesting melodic choices that sort of trick the ear a little bit, because you're sort of expecting it to go somewhere, but then she'll bring it down like a minor second or something, and make a different choice. It gives it sort of more of an exotic sort of feel than it could have if she was probably a less adept melody writer or vocalist, right? Very cool. Love those string parts, man. That's cool. See, it's good compositionally as well, because how long is this? It's a 5-minute song. Okay, so it's quite long. For like a music video pop version of what this band does. Which is usually every band has their song that's kind of like going to be the music video, just by the virtue of the fact that it's short enough, or it's more radio friendly. It's a bit more poppy. It's less challenging to new listeners, that sort of thing. And this ticks all the boxes of being their hit song. But it's cool that they're capable, and I don't know, sometimes a producer can help with this and stuff as well. But all of the parts of the song, there's nothing that's not necessary, but there's plenty of little embellishment that goes sort of in between each part of the song and things like that. Like, rather than just throwing a drum fill and moving on to the next bit, you've got that little string line that goes, ascending strings, that are really nice to sort of indicate we're coming into a whole new section. And it's really easy to clutter things up and to do a lot of tropey kind of things, but there's a way of doing it tastefully as well. And sort of, because the way I look at producing a song is the same way I look at painting a picture. I'll get oil paints out and I'll paint a really rough underpainting of what I want. And then I'll do a detail pass. I'll go through again and I'll add more detail, and then I'll add more detail again and more detail again, until eventually you have something that looks like a portrait that start off with a bunch of paint blobs, and sort of haphazard sort of brushstrokes. And so sometimes producing a song, you start out with that sort of underpainting, and the bare bones are all there, and they're kind of cool and everything. But then when you listen to the song back without the benefit of having the energy of being played live, you can see that there's parts that dip and wane, or they don't really sort of have anything to say in that moment. And so they can sort of drag the vibe down a little bit. So what you get good at is hearing where things need to be embellished, and then you just throw in some cool ideas, And sometimes, a band will come to you with the song fully decked out like that. Sometimes, particularly if you're writing something yourself or producing something yourself in a studio, you listen to it and you go, everything's sounding really cool, but then you hear it and sometimes the vibe just wanes, and you need to sort of figure out some way of engaging the ear a little bit more through parts, or maybe a vocal kind of plods along through the verses. So let's put something textural under it that has a tempo to it, like a sort of synth or something like that. Or a little guitar lick that's clean, or something to sort of bolster the tempo in slow parts and things like that. There's a million things, but these guys seem to have ticked all of the boxes and made a really tasteful an energetic kind of connectivity between all the verse, chorus, sort of, you know, bridge, all that sort of stuff. And I, you know, it's a lot to say about, like, you know, it's a roundabout way of saying that it's competently produced. That's what I'm trying to say. I should have just said that up front. Here we go.
I still bleed somehow in the ocean of my cries. The oxygen.
Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about, a little exotic-y sort of melodies.
Somehow it starts to fade out. Even though I believe, I still call your name. I call your name in my dreams. You're away too far away. You've been gone so long, but the echoes of your name remain until this day where you belong. Through the gates of time, I keep your memory alive. Away too far away, but I still wait for your lost soul to come back to me.
Oh, there's a choice. I like that.
In the shadow of a doubt, a teardrop in my eye. I am longing for another sunrise with you by my side.
Hang on. I'm sorry. I gotta listen to that whole solo passage again. That was really cool. He's got a nice guitar tone as well. I love that they use the harp as kind of an accent piece through the beginning of this part. And you know, you got to have a reason to have a harp player, and so sometimes you got to put in some things just to have an excuse to. I mean, how many times do you hear a harp in contemporary metal music? Maybe more than I know. I really don't know, but it's the first time I've seen it that I can think of. I mean, people use harp sounds in things, but having an actual harp player, it's a different story. So let's.
With you by my side.
Oh, that's nice. So let's hear that part again. Very cool. I love that tapping part. Yeah, harmonically, that's just really interesting. Unsettling bell tones in the background. That's cool. Very cool. Very cool. Wow, that's really interesting. Yeah, super interesting stuff in there. Like, you know, look, it's real easy to sort of throw like a comparison to maybe something like Within Temptation or something like that. But I mean, you could say that about anything that fits within a genre, right? There's always going to be parallels. Obviously, these guys have that interesting factor of being, having a harp player. I'm assuming she's there regularly. I don't know. It could have just been for this track. Who knows? But also, I mean, isn't like Within Temptation like a 7-piece band or something like that? I don't know. It's been a while since I looked them up, but I like what these guys are doing. They're doing like just good, solid work. It's kind of, again, it fits within the genre, but you can still play around with the genre a little bit and come up with some interesting things. There's always more meat on the bone, so to speak. And I think, these guys are putting in the work to come up with something a little bit newer and a little bit more innovative, but still sort of feeling like, they're part of their contemporaries and the group, of other composers in that genre. Yeah, but that was really cool. I'll probably put this into my playlist. Yeah. Anyway, thanks again, Andy, for recommending this one. I definitely look. There was a time in my life where this is all I wanted to listen to. This sort of stuff. So, yeah, this sort of brings it more than anything. It feels a little nostalgic, which is strange because this is a brand new song, and that's always cool too. When you've reached the limits. And not to say that I have with like the, female fronted power metal stuff. I sort of dabbled in a few bands that I really liked. But, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who are just hungry for more material in a world where a lot of their favorite bands are sort of moving in different directions and trying new things. It's good to see that there's some people there that are sort of maintaining the status quo and still bringing out something that's fresh and innovative as well. So very cool. Dark Side of the Moon. Well done. I really dug it. So thanks again for checking this out. If you feel like I brightened your day at all, feel free to support the channel just by buying me a coffee. Leave a link in the description or just hit thanks or under the video. Like, share, follow, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Definitely recommend me some more of these sort of, I mean, I don't know, these guys could have been around for 20 years for all I know, but these seem like more of a new artist. And I'm always keen to discover that sort of thing as well. So thanks again for checking this out. I appreciate all of you and stay primal. I'll catch you in the next one.